Ta-da! And welcome to Josef's Model Railway and Toy Room. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me. Just a little bit of housekeeping. You don't need to like, follow, or subscribe to any of the videos I put out there. Just put them out there where I can. Have a holly jolly great time doing so. Now, action aplenty. We're going to dive into the video and see how we've ended up with basically where we are now. There's still a bit more that is actually happening as we speak, but I'm going to shoot this footage now while I've still got my voice in case I get a cold, and we're going to carry on. But it's all about creating our wonderful footprint for where Fawlty Towers does need to sit. So without further ado, let's dive on in. Just a quick recap now, when we had our foundation piece and the other bit that goes next to our substation there with the stonework we'd glued and got that into place and just made sure overall our dimensions were where they needed to be. We also just got started with our little overpass there, which we teased off, and if I knew that petroleum depot frame was available, I would have got that. And here we go. We're going to pick it back up and carry on with the build now. Right, now it's time to start getting some shaping of this terrain together, and we need to get started in something for that portal. I've got a few ideas, but based on the size of it, I think simplicity is key, and in which case I think we're going to go for the concrete. You may well notice a couple of markings here, because this is where we need to sort of create this bit of a path that will come up to link the section up for the footpath. However, our focus at the moment is going to be wandering over in this direction to what is going to be the tunnel portal. And I had some idea with stonework and all the rest. I was going to carve it, and I said, there's really not much there. Simplicity is key, and I think just doing this in a concrete will probably work out better. So that's what we're going to do today. I didn't originally join these sections up. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, and I kept them separate, thinking it'd be easy to work on them. But now that I think we're going to go with a simple approach, we're going to glue them down and lock them in as one piece now. And then we're going to basically put a bit of a base coat over it using our concrete. And then we'll just texture it up and put it on. The top part, which will feature the road and the side rails, we'll actually build that and then sit that on top rather than trying to carve out of anything from there. So let's get those glued up now. And I forgot to hit record again as I just put that glue on. Yes, do that outside. That's a much better thing. I don't do a lot of this sort of sanding with it. I usually just need the hot wire cutter, but this is a bit of a unique piece. Just get some of this out of here. as you can see, and it's on me as we speak, that fine powdery stuff, you don't want to really get that up your nostrils. So get it outside and get some breathing apparatus on if necessary, or a mask. That path is still a little bit in my head what we're going to do, some steps or something. Don't worry about that. Oh man, this is starting to look better. Yes. It's probably sitting a little higher than I expected. So we might actually curve it just back a little bit more, because the hotel's going to be sitting on it, and then level up a car park. Or not, it doesn't matter. I mean, the hotel all of a sudden starts to become logical if it is up here a little bit, because at least the view out of that Torquay window, you would miss the train line, so to speak. So this little bit here, I just wanted to create a little bit of a slope down here and a little bit of a cutout for where this lamp hut may have been in the past. Deliberately cutting on the inside edge here, because we're obviously going to slope that back. Well, as you can see, our section had dried, and I've just sort of carved it out into a reasonable type of shape here, just to slope down, and should give a little bit of realism there. As you can see, I've just made this rudimentary marking here because I'm actually going to cut this out to level it off, and then sort of sculpt it back a little bit to give a bit of slope, since prior to the new signal you can see further down the line, there was the necessity to have a lamp hut. So we're going to cut that out and sort of sit it in there. This is going to look more abandoned though. So let's see what we can do. Still not sure if I'm going to use this one or not. I'm looking for something that's far more abandoned and let go, like just a few posts still left up. But for the minute, it's not too bad. So this is the Woodland Scenics Ready rocks that we've just put on. It's kind of a yellowish type of rock face, and based on that petroleum depot we sort of kept a similar sort of a colour scheme going. So I think it goes without saying that now that we've created a bit of a rock edging on the steeper part of Fawlty Tower section, I'm going to put a sealer down, and I think I did want to just paint it in the usual Mod Podge.
Well, I told you I'm sick. Most of us are in this household at the moment, and that's just the way it goes. So really all I can do at this point is I'm just going to lay the sealer down for the foam board so any of the paints and things won't eat into it, and will protect it when it gets moved. And for that we're just going to use some Mod Podge matte, and we're going to mix it up with a little bit of just black paint. And the black paint is of course just being mixed up so we can see where we've been. We're really only focusing on the rock section at the moment, because the rest will be done with the traditional brown paint and just dumping dirt and things like that back on top. But let's get this painted up and sealed up, so to speak. There's no actual measurement, just give it a good stir.
Well, girls and boys, ladies and gentlemen, my voice is not going to hang up anymore, so we're going to just stop the video now. I am well in production of this whole Fawlty Tower situation. There'll be a lot of videos that are going to keep breaking it up into different sections, so just strap in. I'm not going to go through a lot of the individual key builds of different sections. We'll just keep covering slabs of it as we keep progressing, but the scene will be starting to take some shape. The last bit, of course, will be the hotel itself, and that's okay. We may not see that until a little more toward the end of the year, but it's basically making sure at least the landscaping is all in place, and then the rest can just be added. Just like coming back to our other scenes, we still need to come back and do things. We can just do that in our own time, but we need to get the big stuff sort of out of the way, and we can sort of clean the room out once and for all with everything that we don't really need, because I'm very keen to give this room a complete strip down and a good clean now that there won't be any major drilling or sanding or anything like that we've been through. But look, thank you so much as always for joining me, and I can't wait to look forward to seeing you in the next one. Please do stay safe. Toodles!